From the furthest reaches of space, Movie Tone brings you the news and stories from the ever-expanding family of man. Prepare yourself for another exciting discovery from the colonies. Settlers on Gagarin's lunch orbiting Benny's star have long been aware of the many animal oddities native to their world, such as the pillbug, the gilt wasp, and the three-bean salad. However, up until now, the procedurally named deadly space snake number 4 has garnered little attention as a species. This luggage and high-traffic carpet-colored neo-reptile has now been reported demonstrating a new, heretofore unheard-of power.
Me and Zeke were coming down that ridge back there. It was Zeke who first heard the snake.
The snake?
The snake. The deadly space snake number 4. They make a noise like the low rumble on a ventilation unit. Zeke heard it first, but it was too late. There the snake was. It locked eyes with Zeke. Well, I don't know if the snake took eye contact as an invitation or what, but it up and showed Zeke his penis. Then as quick as it arrived, it was gone. Zeke is pretty shook up. Can't bring himself to talk about it yet. Just hides in his tent, whimpering.
But surely you saw its penis, too.
Yes. And it was both unwelcome and unpleasant. But it was clear that Zeke was the intended viewer of the penis. It was directed at him, if you know what I mean. So it was worse for him, emotionally.
Of course, scientists and exonaturalists agree the species has never shown them its penis, but if it did, they would question if it was an intimidation thing, a sexual power play, or just a seasonal misunderstanding. The colonies remain a strange and sometimes dangerous place. One thing is for sure, visitors to Gagarin's lunch. Take care while enjoying its scenic pleasures, or it could be you who is next shown the penis of the deadly space snake number 4. Also, their bite will kill you dead.
Okay, folks, our story starts here at Roger Daltrey International Spaceport in Cincinnati, Ohio. And just look at this. It's a fine day. The sun is shining, wind out of the northwest at a gentle 8 miles an hour, and dry launch pads all around. Hard to believe the complications and suspense and whatnot are about to ensue. Here's Barabar Jagal Flight 41. It's headed to the planet Gagarin's lunch today. And let's meet the flight crew.
So I said to him, I know he can get the job, but can he do the job?
That sounds like a frustrating conversation that could have gone on and on.
It did, and with no clear resolution. Wasabi?
Yes, thank you. So, anyway, it was quite a weekend.
What happened?
Well, my sister's boyfriend is still lactose intolerant, and she thinks he's faking it to get out of social occasions. Cheese displays, yogurt festivals, and so forth.
Is she still with Ron?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a dink, Gene. He's always too sensitive one way or another to do normal stuff. She should dump him if you ask me.
I agree, but she always comes back with, the heart wants what it wants, or something.
Well, I'd count her as only a maybe for the holidays.
I know, right?
We're 20 minutes out from liftoff.
I guess we'd better get ready for the passengers to board.
Gene?
Yes.
You understand that even though I have a full thermal mug of soda right now, that in an hour I will need more, and a bathroom break? Because, it's easy to lose track, and I'm a person up there, not just a pair of sunglasses.
I know, Gern. Potty break after wormhole. Thank you so much for breakfast.
No problem.
All right, that's the flight crew. Right here you can see the passengers for Flight 41 lining up and preparing to be led on board. They're a very, and in this commentator's opinion, none too attractive group of individuals. First off, we have this guy, Torvald Gerlstrom. He is some kind of Swedish software engineer and has a problem with his, well, let's just say he ran with the bulls in Spain and most of him finished. Anyways, he still looks good in a sweater and can be counted on to keep his head in an emergency, because he spent a mandatory year in the Swedish Coast Guard when he was 19. Next in line are Donald and Teresa Lopez. They're a married couple on a court-ordered second honeymoon, so there's definitely some kind of issue there. Moving along, there's this guy.
Oh, yes. I'm very much quite... Oh.
And moving on, we've got Villanova Vandersport, the sole heir to the hugely successful line of Vandersport goggles. She's divorced, menopausal, and fending off a hostile takeover of her sports goggle empire. And folks, these are quality goggles that I myself have used for years. Then over here we have soulful English folk balladeer Donovan Albatross. He's famous and effortlessly charismatic, but lives his life much as he did before he was on the cover of magazines. And here's a handful of teenage fans asking for an autograph, which he agrees to with a wink and a smile. What a sport. Next up, we've got Beth Whitehead. She's a single advertising executive off to Gagarin's lunch to try to fix the public perception that shoes made on the planet are too tight and smell like onions. Over behind Beth is Dr. Silvio DeGrazzi. He runs a clinic on Gagarin's lunch for depressed game show hosts, of which there is one on the planet, the host of Let's Make a Responsible Investment. Dr. DeGrazzi came to Earth to speak at a seminar, and today he's gonna head home. Okay, so there's the lineup, folks, and they're off to their seats. It should be quite a trip, and between you and me, keep your eye on this guy.
That's right. I'm very much...
Yeah, whatever. He's up to no good. We'll see more on that later.
This is Barabajabba 41 informing Gagarin wormhole control of an all-ready status.
Roger, Barabajaggle 41. We've got one ship ahead of you. We're going to park you in slot Z4.
Roger. Z4. Barabajabba out. Z4. A one-ship queue and you're parking me in the Zeds? Why not park me behind Venus? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a short wait before we can begin degaussing. While we wait, we'll be taking a position distant enough for you to watch the complete process for the ship ahead of us in line. Because sometimes people who haven't done this before, they like that kind of thing. Anyway, it'll be about 20 minutes. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Normally my announcements are more dynamic. Jesus, Gurn, come on. Showmanship.
Look what it says here, honey. Apparently we'll be on Gagarin's lunch during their annual badminton tournament. And in the lower gravity, the average badminton match lasts 23% longer than on Earth.
Great.
So that means if regular badminton is like too fast-paced and frenetic for you, then
Yeah, I see.
then presumably badminton on Gagarin's lunch would be better.
Your logic is unassailable, Donald.
Alternatively, if badminton on Gagarin's lunch was too slow pace for you, like golf, or curling, or croquet, or competitive fishing, or shuffleboard, which is very similar to curling, then you could travel to Earth to experience a more dynamic form of the sport.
Donald, my love, you're doing that thing again.
Which of the things, dear?
The thing where you're being intolerable.
Right you are, my love. Rather than light a candle by exploring the possibilities of our journey, I'll work on that yogi trick where you slow your heart rate and breathing to death-like levels.
Perfect. That's the spirit, dear.
Pardon me. I don't mean to intrude, but aren't you Donovan Albatross?
Well, yes. Yes, I'm Donovan Albatross.
Why are you here? I would think you'd have your own spaceship. I'm Beth, by the way.
Hello, Beth. I guess I could have a spaceship if I wanted, but I try to live my life much as I did before I was on the cover of magazines.
I think that's such a sexy and right way to handle being famous.
Thank you. I think so too.
If I'm not intruding, can I ask why you're going to Gagarin's lunch? You must have such a busy career.
Beth, I can tell you why I'm going to Gagarin's lunch in one simple word. Mine safety.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a lot of miners and prospectors up there, and precious little concerned for their safety.
So they called out for you to come.
No, but that doesn't mean that they don't need my help. In fact, my new album is all about mine safety, if you read between the lines.
Ooh, I wish you could play us one of your songs.
That would be great, Beth. But they already did that in Airplane.
Wow, would you look at that?
That is a big spaceship.
Not just big, but complicated and expensive looking.
I agree. It's really impressive, like the Death Star or something.
Whoever made that must have had a huge budget.
Yes, but it's all up there on the screen, so to speak, isn't it?
I'll say.
And there it goes.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. When I booked my ticket, I requested not to be seated next to horrible people. Has the couple next to me been tested for horribleness?
Yes, they have, sir, but it's an older test. They were in their early 20s at the time.
Time has not been kind.
We can hear you.
Pretend you can't. I notice you also requested no bulkhead.
That's right.
Well, then I can force that man to switch with you. You'll still be next to this allegedly horrible couple, but you'll have an aisle seat.
That would be preferable.
I'm sorry, sir. Your boarding pass expresses no preferences about bulkheads or terrible, depressing neighbors. So we will need you to move.
I don't want to be crushed under a bulkhead. Oh, this is an outrage, one amongst many I might add. Oh.
Barabba Jabble Spaceline is both sorry for your inconvenience and indifferent to it. Here's a list of cascading apologies from the company that will all end with you moving.
Yeah. None of these apologies is sufficient.
I'm sorry. In fact, I will schedule a moment later to feel personally regretful about your situation. I promise you, I will. Now get up and bump down 2 seats.
I don't want to.
I understand. Nevertheless.
No, this is just another example of airlines.
Space lines?
Space lines treating people like cattle.
Sympathy, sympathy.
Now prepare yourself to experience the wonder of the wormhole.
Amazing.
That was truly awesome.
Mind-bending.
I felt let down by the middle part.
Can I help you, Mr. Delacroix?
I left my security blanket in my luggage. I have notes from both my therapist and gardener explaining my emotional need to have access to it.
So it's like a Linus thing.
Hey, Linus from Charlie Brown. No, it's not. I can assure you it's an entirely mature and adult fixation on a small beige blanket.
Well, I'm not going to stand in the way of a gardener's advice.
All right. Everybody stay where you are. I'm holding a deadly space snake here, so you all better do what I say.
What do you want, Mr. Delacroix?
I'll tell you what I want. Are you all listening? Because I'm going to tell you all what I want. I want a kosher meal on this airline.
Space line.
Space line that doesn't have salmon. I demand that all major airlines serve kosher meals with a variety of proteins. Chicken, beef, and yes, even fish, but no more salmon.
Okay, calm down. Oh, if you feel like it, no pressure. I can definitely get you some chicken.
Oh, is it kosher?
Oh, not really.
What do you have that's certified kosher?
Oh, I'd prefer not to say.
It's salmon, isn't it?
Yes.
There you go, folks. News alert. Not all Jews like salmon.
You don't like salmon?
No! But this is much bigger than me. This is about religious and dietary profiling.
But what do you want?
Here's what's going to happen. Your pilot is going to fly this ship to Gagarin's lunch and broadcast this here tape of my demands. Then, we will set the ship down on an unoccupied part of the planet and await confirmation of the space line's new menu. Only then will you be released from the threat of imminent death from this deadly space snake.
And if these demands aren't met?
If anybody doesn't do what I say, I'll smush my deadly space snake up against their face and whatnot until it bites them all and they die. If this airline refuses, one by one, you all will have this space snake sort of pushed up against your face or shoulder or something, and then it'll get all pissed off enough to bite you all.
That's really cruel to the snake, man.
Don't give me your liberal bullshit. Soulful English balladeer Donovan Albatross. This snake is a means to an end.
What kind of deadly space snake is it?
Number 4.
Not deadly space snake number 4.
Yes, the same.
Oh my god.
Oh, your god indeed.
Don't deadly space snakes number 4 come from Gagarin's lunch?
Yes, it was very difficult to get one on Earth. It cost a lot of money on the black market.
Why didn't you pick one up on Gagarin's lunch and then be a terrorist on the way back to Earth?
Well, I guess I didn't. Shut up! I'm in charge here. What is that?
That's the captain calling.
Answer it, but don't say a word about me or my snake.
Hello, Captain.
Hey, Gene.
Do you need anything?
This may sound like a weird question, but there's not a crazy guy down there with a deadly lizard or something, is there?
Why, no, of course not. What a silly thing to ask.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, totally. Get your head out of your ass.
What?
I'm serving lunch, Gern. Gene out.
What was that? Can he see us? Is there a camera or something there?
No. Gern is just very intuitive. His family is from New Mexico.
Oh, I see.
This man, his plan is the plan of an insane man.
Tell me about it.
He intends to hold that snake for hours or days?
I know, he's nuts, but I suggest we avoid pointing that out to him.
Technically, I am a psychiatrist. I could talk him down.
This is no time to brag about your academic achievements.
I'm just saying, the schooling is just as hard as becoming a body doctor.
I'm sure it's grueling.
It takes years.
Yes.
And I can prescribe drugs, too.
Everything's fine, isn't it, dear?
No, Donald. The crazy man has a snake.
Yes, and we might be in more danger than just death.
Well, I don't like the sound of that one bit. He was sitting right next to us. He was annoyed with us.
There. Don't be afraid, dear. Unless that's where your head is at, then have at it.
Yes, I think I'm afraid.
Please, let go of my arms, sir.
Now I want everybody to fasten their seatbelts and stay in their seats. You, stewardess!
My name is Jean.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, but it's kind of humanizes me to know my name is Jean.
Whatever. You, in your chair too. Good. Now, everybody stay put, or it's Snake City.
Mr. Delacroix, what are you doing?
None of your business.
You're not going to try to climb a ladder while holding that snake, are you?
Yes, Flight Attendant Jean Kellogg. I'm going to climb this ladder. You see, I know the cockpit is up this ladder. I know this because I carefully researched every aspect of my plan. I know the layout of this plane like the back of my hand. I used painter's tape to recreate the layout on my basement floor. So yes, Miss Kellogg, I can see that you don't want me to climb this ladder to the cockpit, but climb it I will.
But...
Right foot. There you go. Climbing the ladder, no problem. Snake is a little upset, as I had anticipated. Now the hatch and security panel. Hold still. Now I just enter the... Hold still. Enter the code, which I know because of my plan. Ah, shit!
Mr. Delacroix! Mr. Delacroix, what happened?
Oh! The snake bit me when I opened the hatch. Oh, it was not a good plan.
But where's the snake?
Can't answer. Dying.
Captain!
Jean, did you just open my hatch?
Captain, we have a situation down here.
It's complicated.
I don't understand.
Okay, here goes. One of the passengers turned out to be a crazy person, and he smuggled a deadly space snake on board to hold us hostage and make the airline change its kosher menu. So anyways, he was on his way up to the cockpit with the snake.
What?
Just now, he was going up the ladder, and when he was opening the hatch, the snake bit him, and he fell and died, and the snake is missing.
Gene, you're kidding with Captain Blanstead, aren't you?
No.
The guy opened the hatch. That snake could be up here somewhere.
With all the vents, ducts, and tubes on the ship, it could be anywhere.
Hey, I don't even know how to process that, okay? Do the passengers know?
Partially.
Well, I need you guys to find that snake and kill it. But above all, do not scare it up here, because if I die, there's nobody to land the ship.
Actually, stewardesses are given a rudimentary training.
No, I'm crucial. Flying this thing is way, way more complicated than you think. All these switches and diodes, it's crazy. If Gurn dies, everybody dies. Find and kill that snake.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news and bad news. The good news
Is that the clearly deranged Mr. Delacroix is dead.
The bad news is that I don't
Know where the snake is. I'll give you some time to have your individual moments.
What does she mean? Is it still on the ship?
I don't know. Did the snake kill him? Is it deadly?
Thank God he's dead.
Is it right to celebrate his death if he was insane?
It's right to celebrate him not killing us.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to bother you, stewardess, but I believe I elected the losing it option under hypothetical situations.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you so much. I know this must be a trying time for you. You're such a rock. Again, thank you. Are you kidding me? There's a deadly snake loose on this ship? We're all going to die. I'm losing it. I'm peeing my pants.
Donald, you're not supposed to say the last part out loud.
But it's true, darling, and it's been years since I've lost control of my bladder for emotional reasons.
Yes, I know, Donald.
Excuse me, did the man say it was a deadly space snake number 4?
Yes, I think he did.
Well, I could be wrong, and forgive me if I am, but I think I saw a newsreel or something a few days ago that said that the snake was prone to showing people its penis.
Oh my goodness!
Forensics!
I would hate to alarm people unnecessarily. Let me try to find the video. Why don't I have a signal?
Well, you see...
Oh, I see. Does anybody in the flight have a phone or laptop set to this side of the wormhole?
I think Dr. Degrassi on the other side lives on Gagarin's lunch. He's using the second half of a two-way ticket. His devices would be properly configured.
I guess we should make our way over there.
Oh, be careful where you put your feet. You know, there's the snake is around here somewhere.
Oh, yes, you're right. I'll be careful.
What should I look up?
Movie Town Colonial News. That's the one there.
This is dreadful news.
It is as I feared. This crazy man has brought this sort of snake onto the plane. I wonder if he knew?
No, if he'd known, he would have threatened us with that, too. I suppose I need to tell everybody. They deserve to know. I know we've all got a lot on our minds right now. The captain has been told, and we are continuing as quickly as possible to our destination. However, I have some new information that has come to light, and I felt it was only fair that you be told. It seems the particular sort of deadly space snake this man brought on board is known to show people its penis. Uninvited.
Oh my God!
Bugger!
The snake is a pervert.
I've already reacted.
This is the voyage of the damned!
I know, it's upsetting. The captain has made it clear we need to find and kill the snake. Unfortunately, this new information complicates that task, so I'm open to suggestions.
Miss Kellogg, may I use the intercom?
Yes.
Hello? I am Torvald. I am a passenger. Here is what we knew about the deadly space snake number 4. Their coloration is the same as a high-traffic carpeting. Like, say, for example, the carpeting on this ship. As far as their sound, besides tension-establishing hisses, they normally sound like a ventilation unit. Like, I don't know, like, say, the life support system on a spaceship, like this one. Plus the penis thing, and their bite is deadly. So that's the situation, Tower.
Well, it sounds like you're in a pickle, Barabajagal 41.
Yes, I would agree with that assessment.
What are you going to do?
I was hoping you might have some kind of guidance.
You've got us. I mean, think about it, Barabajagal 41. What can we do from here? Even if we called in a snake expert, I doubt he would get here before you'll be landing or dead from snake bites.
Nevertheless, you should call in a snake expert.
You got it. How do you do that?
What?
Call in a snake expert.
Oh, come on!
What? You think we have a big green snake expert button we press on the many occasions that this issue has arisen? Just because you're having a problem doesn't mean we suddenly gain magical summoning abilities.
I don't know. Google snake expert in your settlement.
There's probably a term for snake expert.
Good. Start there. Look up that term.
Does a snake even have a penis?
They must.
Would you know if you saw it, or would it just look like more snake?
What if it's a lady snake?
Yes, but even the possibility must be taken seriously. Speaking as a fully qualified medical person, unexpectedly being in the visual proximity of genitals that are unwelcome and exposed with intent can really freak people out. And penises are well known to be 3 times freakier than vaginas.
Amen to that, brother.
Oh, I don't know. In the right context, an invited and respectfully presented penis, one that, is moisturized and well maintained, can be welcomed.
No. Erect, they are an aggressive organ. And flaccid, they are a ridiculous and unappealing liability. At least the foreskin has the good sense to try and cover that unsightly thing up.
I'm sure a snake's penis would not be circumcised.
But this is a space snake, man. We don't know what its deal is down there.
I'm sorry for the slight urine smell, dear. It's just my overwhelming fear for my own safety and well-being, far eclipsing my concern for the safety and well-being of others, including yourself.
Oh, Donald, my love, you've always shown me your weak side, but it's been years since you've shown me your even weaker side.
And pathetic?
Yes, my dear, and pathetic.
It's always been there, my love. Buried under the boredom.
Wipe your nose, dear, so that I may kiss you.
Perhaps I have an idea. If we could find it, we could kill it by hitting it with something hard, like a fire extinguisher or garden hoe.
We have a fire extinguisher, but how do we find it?
Since it sounds like a ventilation unit, what if we turn off the life support systems for a few minutes so that we can hear it?
I think we'd be all right. Smells might build up. It could work. Let me ask the captain.
Yeah, Gene, this is Blanston. Is it dead?
We haven't found it yet, but we have an idea.
Tell me.
Apparently, this kind of space snake sounds like a ventilation unit. If we turn off the life support for a few minutes, we might be able to hear where it is hiding.
Yes, this is a good idea. You should do that down there.
We need you to turn off the life support.
No problem. I know where that switch is.
Give me a minute to warn the passengers.
Check. 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, in an effort to locate the snake, we are going to briefly and safely, I can assure you, turn off the light support systems. Everybody on board needs to remain quiet and attempt to listen for the snake. Again, let me emphasize, nobody is going to suffocate or swell up like a balloon and explode or turn into an icicle. We could spend much longer with the life support systems off before we were in any danger, I assume. Good. Here we go.
I think it's right behind me.
Press the cold button.
I'm bit!
Bocce balls!
It came from behind her seat. Beth, come down here, quickly.
Boy, it sure is deadly.
Gene, what happened?
The snake got another passenger.
Did it show her its penis?
I don't know. I don't think it had time to.
Did you get the snake?
No, it may be behind one of the seats, but it's very deadly.
Jesus God, you guys have to take care of this. I'm up here, I'm flat, I got the controls. Get on top of the goddamn snake down there. Come on!
Keep it together, Gurn.
Yes. You're right. Gene is right. Hang on. Tower's calling. They may have something for us. Tower, this is Barabajabba 41.
Herpetologist.
What?
Someone who studies snakes is called a herpetologist.
Well, that's great, Tower. Now we can use the right terminology. Did I mention that another passenger has been killed by the snake, and that this passenger wasn't evil?
Yeah, anyway, we have one of them on the phone.
One what?
A herpetologist.
Really? Oh my God, put him on.
Hello, Captain Blanston?
Yes, this is Captain Blanston.
Captain, it's important that you understand that I don't have a degree in herpetology. I am an amateur.
I understand.
I could have minored in herpetology, but I already had 17 credits in history. My name is Doug, but that's incidental.
Yes?
That was a mistake. History is not a good minor.
That is not important.
My history minor is a turd on my resume.
None of this is helping, Doug. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. I've just gotten off the radio with ground control and with somebody who studies snakes. Ooh,
a herpetologist. Here's the plan. Snakes hate cold, so we're going to lower the temperature in here. This won't kill the snake, but it should render him sluggish and flaccid. Next, we're going to burn through our reserve fuel and get this thing on the ground as quickly as possible. Finally, to avoid me being shown the snake's penis and crashing and my resulting shock and dismay, I'll be landing the ship blindfolded. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, as the tower will be talking me down, and the tower is staffed with the best in the business. We're 12 minutes out from beginning our landing run. I'm turning life support back on.
Good. It smells like onions in here.
I'm sorry. Those are my shoes.
That's a myth. Nothing here smells like onions.
Rabbit Jackal 41, you're veering.
Which way? I'm blindfolded.
We told you that was a bad idea. You're veering right.
Good. Adjusting.
Now you're shearing, Flight 41. Which way? Nose up.
I think we're entering the atmosphere.
Flight 41, you're veering and shearing. Take the blindfold off.
No, I'll see a dick and we'll all die.
Level out, Flight 41. Sorry, we shouldn't shout. That doesn't help. Gun! Fan, I'm taking it off.
Oh God, it's here. The snake is right here.
Try not to make eye contact. It might embolden him.
Oh man, Gurn is gonna die or be really messed up emotionally.
You can do it, Gurn.
Captain, is it possible to fly the ship without moving?
Autopilot can't land. It's a union deal.
Flight 41, your path is true. We have you 5 minutes out.
Not looking at the snake. Here we are, not looking at the snake.
This is it, my love.
Oh, the fear! The fear!
Oh, you are the man I married. If we must die, Donald, this is how I want to remember you.
Miss Kellogg?
Oh, you can call me Jean, Mr. Gilderstrom.
Oh, you can call me Torvald, Jean. Jean?
Yes, Torvald.
It's just that you're standing on my two.
You know, I'm rich. I could buy my own spaceship and fly it places. And eat salmon!
Landing gear down. Wait. It's doing something. You're on final approach, Flight 41. Oh God.
Gun!
Flight 41? Flight 41?
Flight 41 here. Reducing speed. Tower, have therapist standing by.
Were you bit?
No. No. The other thing. Firing retro rockets. No. My sensibilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. When I lower the ramp and open the door, we need to move towards the exit in a purposeful manner, starting with the right side.
Gangway!
Okay, new plan. Do what that guy did. Run! Get your asses off the ship fast!
Ms. Kellogg.
Yes.
Ms. Kellogg, this is Fire Chief Daniels, and I am a man in a lab coat. What is the situation on board?
Captain Blanston is in the cockpit with the snake.
No, he's not. Look.
He's lucky he wasn't bit.
There goes a brave man. He didn't have to take off that blindfold.
He'll be okay. We have a tent standing by.
Well, there you have it, folks. So, that's a happy ending for most of these people. These two, the dude is in the porta potty changing, are going to have an active and romantic second honeymoon. Mostly doing high adrenaline stuff like bungee jumping and space alligator wrestling. But first, it's off to buy some adult diapers. Jean and Torvald end up going out to dinner, but it stays above the waist because Torvald's junk is all messed up. I know that didn't become important to the story, but it continues the penis theme, so the writer decided to keep it in. Donovan Albatross goes on to buy a nice little spaceship, and mostly starts to live like a rich guy. He also takes a bunch of karate classes. I think he's trying to butch up, hoping to gain some sense of control he lost during the snake thing. But what do I know? Beth goes on to convince the shoemakers on Gagarin's lunch to add such a strong apple scent to their shoes that it overcomes the onion smell. So why not order a pair of apple-scented space shoes for yourself or a loved one this Christmas? I have not used them myself, but apples do smell better than onion. Dr. DeGrazzi went home and took a nap. Captain Blanston went on 6 months medical leave, returning to his home in New Mexico to find his center and reconnect with family.